It's the 1st of October. I'm Jerusha Sukhteo-Rath, and here are today's news headlines. Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa continues his visit to Lesotho. The Australian military sends jets to support Iraq strikes, and the first case of Ebola has been diagnosed in the US. According to the Office of Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, he is continuing his visit to Lesotho in an effort to facilitate the current political situation in the country. Today, Ramaphosa is expected to meet with coalition partners, main political opposition parties, and pay a courtesy call on King Letsie III. He's in the country as part of his SADC role to facilitate talks to find a lasting solution in the country. Lesotho has been in turmoil since an attempted coup on August 30th. Prime Minister Tom Thabane fled to SA, and Lesotho police officer Mokgetseng Ramatlolo was killed during the attempted overthrow. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott confirmed his country's military jets were ready to join the US in its war against Islamic State jihadists. Now Australia will support flights over Iraq, and according to AFP, Australia has deployed at least 600 troops and several aircraft to the UAE in mid-September. Abbott told Parliament, "We have not yet made a final decision to commit our forces to combat, but Australian aircraft from today will start flying over Iraq in support of Allied operations." Abbott has said the violence in Iraq was reaching out to Australia and has warned that some 60 citizens are already fighting alongside jihadists in the conflict overseas. And finally, a patient being treated at a Dallas hospital has tested positive for Ebola. This is the first case of the disease to be diagnosed in the US. Officials at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital say the unidentified patient is being kept in isolation. The patient was traveling from Liberia to the US. The hospital is following recommendations from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to keep doctors and staff safe. Of the 13 people tested for Ebola in the US, only one has tested positive. 4 American aid workers who have become infected while volunteering in West Africa have been treated in special isolation facilities in hospitals in Atlanta and Nebraska, and a US doctor exposed to the virus in Sierra Leone is under observation in a similar facility at the National Institute of Health. More than 6,500 people have been infected, and nearly 3,100 people have died since the outbreak started last year in Guinea. For these stories and more, stay tuned to News 24 Live, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.